Ministry for the last of our Lenten videos. I'm Ruth.
And I'm Kristian.
And it's Holy Week.
Can't believe we've already reached it. Oh my goodness, Lent has gone so quick.
It has gone so fast. I don't feel like I've done what I wanted to do this Lent and really slow down and stop as much. I've been go.
Yeah, I'm the same, but I think, even if that's the case, like we have this week to really enter fully into Holy Week and make up for Lent, I think.
You have this week. I don't.
Oh,
I've still got a very busy week ahead, but that's okay. Life still has to happen.
Yes.
And yes, I would have loved to have stopped and really been able to stop and reflect, but sometimes we have to be able to do these things in amongst life. And I think for me, just because I've been busy and I wanted to take time out and really slow down a little bit, I knew it wasn't going to happen because life happens. So sometimes we just have to keep moving forward and get the opportunity, take those opportunities, however small or short or stressful they may be, and really embrace them.
But I think like at the heart of it, all what you've said, and what everyone can do, like the simple thing is to love in everything that we do.
Yeah.
That's sometimes harder can be hard sometimes.
It can be really hard especially when things get on top of you and when you see things happening. I think the last few months we've seen some pretty terrible things happening in the world, in our country, even with things that are going on in the parliament circles and the way that women have been treated, and more recently you've seen like the rise of hate crimes and all these things going on. It can be really difficult to stay hopeful and really feel that love, because I don't want to watch the news some days.
News, a lot of the news often is not good news, but I guess, we are called to spread the good news, so in little things in our lives and things that make us joyful and grateful.
Okay, so what are you grateful for this Lent?
I'm grateful for, having a job.
So be grateful for having a job and having something to sort of keep you going.
And being able to wake up it's just something little, but like being able to wake up every day, even though it can be tough, but with a smile. Having that joy inside, even though on the outside it could be like too full on and just overwhelming, so much stuff going on, but to keep going and be filled with joy, and that's what I'm really grateful for.
Nice.
How about you, Ruth?
Well, I actually was just I've been trying to think about this, and you know what? I'm really grateful for my mum. Love you, mum. I honestly, this whole year has just been sort of a little bit of I've been getting a lot of migraines, which you know, and I've just been sort of dealing with that on top of everything else that I'm dealing with. That's why one of our videos never happened. And I'm just so grateful for both of my parents, but my mum in particular at the moment. But also, I'm really, really grateful for all of the people who've helped out in the Chancery where we technically work, who've helped us set up. You may notice we're in this lovely new environment. We've just moved into a new office space. It's going to be really exciting. You'll hear more about it down the track. But I'm really grateful for people at the moment, for the people who've helped make that happen, the people who are praying for youth ministry, and the people who came along to the Stronger Tonight event last week, and who participated in that. I'm just really grateful for people for jumping on board and embracing opportunities and helping out.
That's fantastic.
That's
people. Beautiful.
I love people. Love them so much.
Yes. Well, we can't go on in life without others. Imagine being alone. So it is something to be grateful for.
Looking forward though, we've got Easter coming up at the end of the week. What do you look forward to most about the Easter weekend?
Well, my favourite, you mentioned this in the Stronger Tonight.
Are you going to steal mine? She's going to steal mine. How dare she?
The Easter Vigil Mass.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, it starts off in darkness, and then we have Christ's light, which is so beautiful.
Can I tell you about my favourite Easter Vigil Mass that I've ever been to? When I was living in London, I went along to the Easter Vigil at Westminster Cathedral, so the Catholic Cathedral in London, and it's a new-ish building. It was I don't actually know when it was started to be built, but it's not as old as some of the other churches in the UK. But I went there, and the ceiling has never been finished. It's just this dark brick, and the plan is to put mosaics and to decorate it. But when the lights were off, it just looked like the sky, an empty black sky. And it felt absolutely incredible. But also on top of that, it felt unfinished. And then as the lights came, as we all had our candles and everything, there was just something, it's a hard thing to put into words, but it was just this experience that I had, that we were in this unfinished building that was surrounded by people who I didn't know, in a country, I knew no one in that building, in a country far away from home, and being able to experience this, I think it was probably the first time that I always loved the Easter Vigil Mass, but this is the first time that I ever sort of really felt that we were in darkness at the start, and in this unfinished building, just like everything was unfinished until Jesus died on the cross, and then the light, and then the resurrection, and I just felt that in that moment I really felt something very, 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 very special.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us.
I was thinking about sharing it at the Stronger Rally the other night, but there just wasn't time, and so I gave my shortened version. I just really love the Easter Vigil, and it just didn't have the same.
I have a slightly different story for the Easter Vigil Mass. So when I was living in Norway,
you don't have to go overseas to have these experiences.
Yeah.
It just happens that we both did.
But so I was really close with a Filipino community over there, and they have a few traditions, Filipino traditions on top of the Easter Vigil, and one of them was they really get into the spirit of everything, and also particularly because we are celebrating it the day or the night before, Easter, Sunday, but that's the starting point of it all, and being reminded of what it all means, Easter and rejoicing, and I really felt that when I had the opportunity to, they had this, we dressed up as a lot of female, the choir. I wasn't a choir, but they needed more people, so I joined the choir. And we were dressed up as angels, and we sang one of the songs. I can't remember, there was a Latin one, the Laetare, or something.
Something about joy then.
Something about joy, rejoicing, and just taking part in that mass in that way. That was really special, and I can't remember the details of it, but in that little procession, I guess, it was, the story behind it was that Our Lady, so Mama Mary, so Jesus' mother, is being unveiled, and to meet her son, and that the joy in that, in his life.
Yeah, nice.
So that's beautiful, and throwing petals as well.
Yeah. I've got to say, the Easter Vigil also, there is one moment in it that I have to stop myself from giggling out loud. I think I spoke about it the other day.
Oh yeah, I think I know.
There is one point at the Easter Vigil Mass where someone sings about beeswax. And I've got to say, like, it's about the candles and how they're made from the work of bees. And there's just this, it's a very, I can't even remember what, it's a very long prayer. And there is just this part of it, it's like a stanza or a paragraph in the prayer that is about the candles, how they're made from beeswax.
I don't think I ever picked that up.
Oh, listen out for it, because it's just one of those moments I just sometimes sit there and go, I love that we're celebrating the work of bees, but it's a little bit funny.
It is funny, but it's part of it.
Like, it's completely okay.
But it makes sense, because how else is the candles and
true.
But
I still think that it's completely okay to have these moments where you just think this is just, it doesn't seem to fit in with some of the other aspects of it, and I think that's what makes it so beautiful. Really enjoy it. Pay attention, let me know if you notice,
and have a little Google as well,
and if you maybe you'll giggle now because I've mentioned it, but sometimes it will be one of the priests who sings it, sometimes it'll be a cantor, so one of the singers, sometimes they will just read it as well. They'll read the very, 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 very long prayer. So they won't always sing it, but it's definitely one to listen out for.
I'll keep my ear.
But I also really love, we won't go on too much about it, but I do also love, and I think it's worth pointing out for those that don't know, that we actually celebrate the Easter Triduum as one liturgy, one celebration, almost one mass. So we start with Holy Thursday, and it is not finished until the Easter Vigil finishes it off. So you go and you start it with Holy Thursday, and then you go back on Friday, and then you go back on Saturday night, and it is the one complete thing. It's like part 1, part 2, part 3.
Like a whole of the liturgies.
So normally on a Sunday we just go once, and then that's it, that's done. But this is something it shows none of these days mean anything without the other. They all mean something together as a whole. So that's a fun little fact if you didn't already know that.
And another thing that I'm really grateful for is that we're actually able to celebrate it this year. So praise God, and because I know other countries as fortunate as us to have to be able to have mass and celebrate together with our communities.
Some of my friends from London were posting some things on Facebook saying they wish they lived in Australia. We are very, very lucky to be able to do all this at the moment, and hopefully everything is beginning to look somewhat more normal for us moving forward. But you know what, even if it's not, even if, say, the recent cases in Brisbane, even if something happens because of that, and unfortunately we can't get there, at least we know this year that we are able to celebrate online if they can't happen in person. So we're lucky no matter what. We are very privileged that we have been able to gather so often.
And always have that hope.
And keep looking forward. It's going to be great. We're going to keep going, and it'll be really great. You will notice we're not actually talking about Project Compassion so much this week, but we can't not have a mention of it because we are still raising funds. It's still an opportunity to donate to your Project Compassion boxes. And we decided in Sandhurst, or it was a decision from the Sandhurst Caritas rep, to move the video that Project Compassion created for week 6, which is this weekend, to the first Sunday, or earlier, the Sunday before or something. I can't remember when we did it, but it was the last video that for 2021 is about the last, I think, 50 years of Project Compassion, and it's a video about the history of Project Compassion in Australia, and it is a really lovely video. I'll try and remember to put the link in the description below, because it's worth going and having a look at and really seeing how far we've come and how amazing Project Compassion really is. It's the major project of Caritas Australia every year, but it's not the only project. Lots of other opportunities to donate. You can even sign up to do a monthly donation, like you can with many other charitable organisations. So it's definitely one. Get on and have a look at that and see how far it's come and how meaningful that has, and how many people can remember having that box at their table or on their bench or in their homes every single year for Lent. It's a pretty incredible thing that they've got going. So check that out. And that's really all we wanted to say today, I think, unless you had anything you wanted to add.
No. Just wishing everyone a blessed Holy Week and Easter.
I hope that you get to spend some time with your family or with your loved ones, your friends. Or if if you're like me, I hope you get to spend some time on your own, because I think that's a really
valuable
thing. As a major introvert, I have spent a lot of time with people lately, and I'm really looking forward to being able to retreat a little bit next week, probably from Monday. But I hope you have a happy Easter, and that you enjoy your school holidays if you're a school student. And we will be back again with some more videos in the future. Let us know if you've enjoyed these, and let us know if you'd like to see us do anything in particular moving forward. We will catch you again soon. Bye.